That's about it.
Are we on? We're on. Hey guys, it's Friday. So you know what?
I'm done.
No, that's not how this works. So it has been quite a week here at SLC. Rusty and Lindsay have been out on vacation.
I got a new mask.
He got a new mask. If you guys are into some crystal masks, we've got those now too. But no, it has been a stressful week around here. And so I thought we'd just start off today with a little ditty from Kevin and just relax us into our Friday afternoon.
This is a very little ditty, I'm telling you. But it's got pretty chords, if that means anything. Just wanna look deep in your eyes. That's all it took to take away my alibis. Always been looking, but I never knew. And my search was over, that I'd find you. Just like the flowers need the sun and the rain too. Oh, that it's the same way that I need you. Just when things seem to be going real slow, you picked up my world, really made it go. Just wanna look deep in your eyes. That's all it took to take away my alibis. Bye.
That was beautiful, Kevin.
That was.
Thank you, sir. Now go make some
Very
bundles.
nice. I haven't done that in years. Well, quite a while anyway.
All right. Well, I hope you guys
It's
enjoyed
got to
it.
be hurting for entertainment lately.
No, we should have you do that more often.
Yeah, that should be the lead into every video.
I think
I'll
so.
have to learn another song.
Awesome. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I think right before we got started there, Kevin said that that's what the song he wrote for Becky for their wedding. So, anyways, nice little way to get into our video. Well, Denny, what are we doing today?
Well, I thought we would do a molded cell phone case.
I think that sounds
Because
lovely.
I have one here that I've used for quite a while, and I think I need a new one.
So we're just going to do that today.
And
That's what we do here.
We're going to alter it a little bit.
Okay.
But to do that, to make a molded case, you can do it a lot of different ways, but we're going to do it I call this block molding because I just took a piece of this white plastic, what we use for a cutting board,
The poly cutting boards.
and I measured the dimensions of my phone, and I put a piece of leather on each side to match the
thickness.
width, the thickness
Sure.
of my phone. Then I did that with the whole piece. Then I just drew around the phone like this and cut that piece out. I used the cutout is the part that the phone is, and the outside part is the flange around it. But anyway, to actually make the pattern, I drew this on paper, but I can make a new pattern, show you how I did it.
Okay.
We'll use a handy piece of brown wrapping paper here.
I'm gonna say this looks like it came off a Herman Oak roll.
It is. This is real heavy, nice brown wrapping paper. It's not just run of the mill.
This is why you buy the full roll of Herman Oak, because you get
good pattern paper.
You get the pattern paper, but then you also get that really heavy like cardboard that then they wrap all the sides in as well to keep everything together. And you don't even have to buy Bontex anymore. You just
That's right.
buy 5 sides of Herman Oak and it comes with a piece of Bontex.
You have everything you need for the rest of your life. All right, I'm just going to set the phone on here, and I'm going to draw around it. And I don't want to make this thing too tight, but I want it to be fairly snug.
You don't want it coming out.
Yeah. I'm not going to have a flap over to hold the phone in, but because I don't really feel like I need one. But anyway, I don't know if you can see. You can see that.
We can see that.
Now I'm going to take and I'm going to go about an inch around the outside of this. I'm not going to measure this too specifically. And that'll be the pattern for this top. Let me see. Move this and I'll cut this out. I'm just going to use
He's using a box cutter, guys.
cutter to do this with.
This is a weird Friday.
For Denny, yes. I don't do that very often. All right. Now, as you can see, this is the actual pattern that I'm going to use. It's the one that I drew yesterday. And this is the one that I've just drawn. They actually match exactly, other than the fact that at the bottom, this has a little cutout here that I can, when the phone's in here, like this, I can just push it up. Grab it from the top. I also put one in the top on this one, but I'm not going to do that on this new case.
Okay. So it's going to be flush across the top.
Yeah. Well, a little bit less. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter too.
Okay.
I'm making some alterations.
Ooh, we're getting fancy today.
Yeah. So the way I did that was I took this little 1.5 inch end punch. And I'm playing a little song too.
It's called the ruler song.
Yeah, the ruler song. And I'm going to go at the bottom of this.
Just up so.
Yeah. I don't want this to be right on the bottom edge. I want it to go over a little bit, which I will explain here in just a second as soon as I get this cut out. I'm going to cut across the bottom here. Just straighten that off. All right. Now what I've got is this. And if you will see, when I bend this down, it actually goes over the bottom edge of the phone a little bit, so I can touch it like that and just pick the phone up.
Sure.
And I drop my pen here. So I've got that. Now I'm going to decide how long I want it, and I think I'm going to come down about 1 inch from the top of the phone.
This is all very precise.
Yes,
honestly, guys, when it comes to cell phone cases, I can't tell you how many phone calls we get. Do you have cell phone case patterns? Do you have, everybody wants a cell phone case pattern. It's hard. We can't do that because not only do cell phones change every year and there's like 5 different kinds, then each case that you can get, whether you want an otter case, which are those big fat things that are like 3 times the size of your actual cell phone, or just a little slim case or whatever it is, or you got the flip top with the, I don't know, some dude over in e-com has a case that has like another screen on the other side. So he opens it now, he has 2 screens.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're getting really fancy. It's not feasible for us to come up with a case pattern for every phone that comes out. So this is just kind of a, hey, if you've got a phone that you want to make a case for, if somebody comes to you with a phone that, they want a case for, this is just a little simple pattern idea.
Right. Okay, at the top, now I told you I didn't want to do this full scallop on the top, but I am going to do a little bit of a cutout here, just for a little style.
You should make it fancy with like a little fancy, I would put like a little, I don't know,
doohickey.
a little thing, yeah, like that.
All right.
Like a little boot top.
I did that. All right, now let's go. I'm going to use my round knife.
You thought about it.
We'll go here. First, I'm going to cut square all the way across the top.
Sorry,
I think
that's
I've
gonna
got
be a
that center.
booger
Okay,
to
I'm going to
bevel an edge, but we got this. So you're gonna do it like you do a snowflake, fold it in half so that both sides are the same.
see, and it's good that I did that because I had it a bit off center. Change that a little bit. I'm going to do that with my round knife too.
Okay.
Now, since I've got it folded in half, I only got to cut one half of this. There, see how perfect that turned out?
Look at, I like it. See, isn't that nice?
Then, because of Liz, I'm gonna have to redo this.
But now it'll be even.
Now it'll be even. And a bit larger too. Might be good. When you're doing stuff like this, you change every second. Like when I wake up every morning, the sky is a little different color. I don't know about you guys.
You got your rose-colored glasses on today?
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, as you can see here, I've got two patterns which are virtually the same, right? But I'm gonna set this one aside, and we're gonna use this one because I spent a little more time on it yesterday. But
It doesn't have Liz's little part on it, though.
I know, it doesn't have that fancy top.
oh, that's right. Okay, no, I
Nothing.
can't because I've already got one
It's already
that
got
we're
one.
gonna use. But anyway,
You can make a fancy top if you want.
you can. I've taken and I've poked a little hole all the way around the outside perimeter of this.
That's our stitch line, yes?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No.
No. That's actually the top of the phone.
Oh.
It sits like this. But as I'm going to show you in a minute, I went ahead and I tooled a little bit on the example that I
Gotcha.
made. So I had to have a place to tool to, and that's what I used to actually tool to it. But then for the bottom, I set the phone on there again and drew around it just like always. But then I added about probably a quarter to 5/16 of an inch on each side. There again, I don't want to make it too tight, but I want it to fit fairly snug. So
Yeah.
about 5/16 is what you should probably add. But I've got these two pieces now, and I've got a little slot cut in here because I'm going to put a
Ooh, a belt clip.
clip on it. Just like this. And that belt clip will go through there, and I've got a little hole that I've drawn for the rivet. But anyway, now that I've got all my patterns cut, let's cut it out of a piece of leather. And I'm also going to throw another kink in the works because I lined part of this one, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So this is going to be actually what I cut, and this hole is going to be reality. That's going to be what actually ends up there when we're done. This outside edge will be trimmed off, which you will understand here in a little.
Yeah, we're oversizing
Yeah.
this top piece.
Yeah, because there's no way to actually gauge how much leather you're going to need on the outside for the flange, because we're just going to dunk it down in that block, and however it turns out is the way it's going to be.
You want to make sure that you just got plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to cut this.
Razor Blade says that we need a concho on our case, which you can totally add. If you wanted to
Sure.
add a concho, you can add it, especially since we're doing a lined one. You know, you can make it to where that you can put it in between your two leathers if you wanted to. That way the screw isn't rubbing on your cell phone if you didn't want it to,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Right.
But jazz it up however you want.
Razor Blade, you're just a regular, aren't you?
Yeah. We've got a regular crowd. Josie and Devin and Michael, Marcus, Razor, Angela. That's about the normal.
Those are our peeps.
Well, I'm glad you guys are always here.
Jeff been going through, Allen has been going through some things, he said, so he hasn't been able to join live, so.
Well,
Talk with him.
welcome today, Jeff.
Joshua just showed up.
Okay. Now that I've got this part of our pattern, this is the actual front, the finished side that you're gonna see. This is this side that you're gonna see all the time. I'm gonna wet this. Now, when we did our wet molding video, I don't know if any of you watched it, but I got the leather pretty wet. And I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm not gonna saturate it. I'm just gonna spritz it on both sides pretty good. I just want the leather to relax good. I don't want it to go to sleep. And I put the other leather to sleep when we did the video. But now I've got it good. You can kind of feel it. I mean, it actually even looks like it has a pull up to it.
Yeah.
When you do that.
Yeah. So it still has a decent amount of moisture. Like
Yeah.
it's not just tooling wet.
Right.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to set it over here and just kind of gauge. I'm going to look at this hole in the bottom to make sure I got it in the right spot. I'm going to set my the outside of my mold over it.
Oh, Robert said, just because we don't comment doesn't mean we're not regulars. But I don't know their names if they don't comment. It just shows me people watching, so. Robert, there's the shout out to you.
All right.
Hey, Robert.
We're glad you're with us, Robert. If you'll notice, I moved this a little bit. I took the mold back off and moved it because I didn't have it exactly centered. And you're allowed to do that.
Leather is pretty forgiving when you're molding.
Yeah.
Zoe Osborne is also part of the silent minority.
Okay.
Or majority, whichever way you want to say it.
Now, if you'll look, that you've got a pretty good mold there. You can see from the side you've got good definition. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to set that back on there. Reposition everything, make sure I'm
Not pushing down that top.
nice and straight. Everything. I'm still a little bit off from one side to the other, so I'm going to move it a little more.
Denny's a little crooked today.
As you.
He's a little off center.
Nothing
He's
has,
sleepy.
nothing has changed. Remember the sky?
Denny, how much water did you drink before you came in here? Maybe you've gotten sleepy.
I'm okay. I do this on my own. Everything I do. If I don't do it 3 times, I haven't done it right. That's the way I feel about it. All right. There we go.
Now that looks good. That looks
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Now I would just at home, if I was doing this out in the shop, I would let it set overnight till
Yeah.
it was bone dry. So I'm just going to set it over here out of the way, and I'm going to show you guys the one that I did yesterday. And this one's all dry and ready to go. I did it exactly the same way, other than I put a little tooling in it, and I lined the top of it. Just this part here.
Just that front section.
The same shape as the phone, this front section I lined with some very light leather. And by the way, I used 4 to 5 ounce leather on this.
Okay.
And the lining I used, I think, was about 2 to 3 ounce.
Okay.
So I actually end up with about 6 or 7 ounce leather overall, for this thickness right here. The sides of this is still the 4 to 5 ounce, the sides and the bottom part, and this flange. The thing is, if you get it too thick, it's just going to get bulky and clunky and
The last cell phone case that Kevin made was the bulkiest thing I've ever seen.
yeah. And I like to avoid that if it's at all possible.
Yeah. Denny, at what point did you stamp that? Did you stamp it when it was on the mold, or did you do it before you molded?
Okay, I told you that I made these little marks on it. After I got it cut out, then I marked that on the actual piece of leather, and I stamped it then.
Okay.
And then I wet it and shaped
And then you
it
mold
just
it.
like
Okay.
I just did.
So it would already be tooled once we got to this molded point over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can wait and stamp it after you've molded it.
Because you could stamp on this.
Yeah, but
little.
this the mold itself has quite a bit of give to it, so
Yeah.
you won't get a lot of definition out of your stamping. So I stamp mine first.
Well, you got it a little bit, you got that one a little bit wet. Are you going to be using the one that you molded up?
Yes, this one here.
No, the other.
No, this one's done. This one's drying.
Could you show us what it would be like if you stamped it on that mold?
Well, I didn't bring a stamp with me, but
Well,
I can
don't have any behind you either.
No, we can't.
Okay, well,
Never mind.
it's gonna be a great idea, but all of our stamping tools have left.
Yeah.
How about I go run and get a Sergey stamp?
Do we have any left?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
Okay.
Meantime, back to
Sorry.
our little rat killing we're doing here. We got a live rat on the table we got to take care of. Okay, this is the bottom. Remember how I went about 5/16 around the outside edge? So I made that and I cut it out and I punched the little slot in it like I was all showing you, like I had marked. And I put a rivet in that. But then I lined this piece to cover the inside of this belt clip. If I hadn't done that, let's pretend like this is the piece of leather that I put on, and there's my belt clip. This would be on the inside of your case, which in reality, it probably wouldn't hurt much, but it could scratch your screen. You know,
Right,
I always carry it with my screen against that.
Gotcha.
You know, but it probably wouldn't hurt. But I like it. It gives it a little more finished look when it's lined.
It's been like if you were making a knife sheath, I really don't like to have that. If I have one with a belt clip, I almost always will line a knife sheath that has a belt clip on it, just because you really don't want that metal against metal on the thing. So.
And your liner just cements on there. But if you'll notice, I have a stitch line across the top here. And I have a stitch line across the top here and around this, because your lining is here and here. And I'm not going to be able to get to that and stitch it after everything's glued together. So I stitched that first. I also used an edge beveler and beveled this edge and this edge right here and burnished it.
Got all those finished up.
Yeah, then I stitched it and now we're ready to cement things together. Okay, now I'm going to spread cement on this front edge and the back, I don't know, what will we call the back part of this? The back part?
The back part. Yeah, I don't know, it's the back.
All right.
Denny, while you're spreading some glue, Angela asked a question. She said, is there any special considerations if you wanted to put in a slot for like a pop socket, which I'm not sure what a pop socket is, so that it maintains structure without getting floppy?
Sure, like down at the bottom here, I mean, you could put it where your charging cord plugs in.
Oh, sure.
And you know, you just make it to whatever shape that you need, you know. You can do that. Structurally, as long as it's going to hold on each corner,
It should be fine.
You should be fine.
And if you wanted to, I mean, you could move your little finger slot to like one side if you wanted to have the cord coming in. But honestly, this one, most cords these days, will plug in the center. So if you just made it to make sure that that's gonna, be out of the way.
Yeah. Let's plug this in here so you can see what you Here, like
up here.
you've got your charging cord, which will plug in. If I had the earphones or whatever on that, I would probably have to widen this slot out just a bit on each side.
But nobody uses wired ear cords anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You're just going to have to measure, and compensate for whatever kind of an accessory that you want to set it up for. But yeah, anything's possible.
Oh, I know, those pop sockets that go on the back of the phone so you can hold them. That's what that is.
Oh.
Thanks, Angela, the little circles that just glue onto the back.
Yeah, you could probably make that work, but
You might have to make it to where the phone goes in from the back, and then maybe you put a slot down the front that it's going to slide into, and then that would be how you pull the phone out.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, you would
Instead of
definitely
doing
want to
this.
line it to do that, to stiffen up that front edge.
Yeah.
If you cut out that much material.
Man, I'm not good at these phone accessory questions.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't accessorize my phone.
Me either. Well, I answer my phone sometimes. That's about all I do. Every once in a while, I will take a photograph with it. But... and I've seen.
Oh, that's the wrong side. Guys, we were talking too much.
That's all right.
Dry it off a little bit and use a
It'll be.
Eraser.
glue eraser. Hey, look what I brought you.
Oh, Tony, you're such a wonderful person.
I brought an easy one. I brought you that
Tony is determined that we shall.
arrowhead basket weave one.
All right. That's an easy one that I've never used. So, yeah, that'll be simple.
Hey, I
Denny, I
did
can
it right,
back
Denny, so I know that you can do it.
Maybe you ought to stamp it.
I'll give it a shot. Practice my stamping skills.
Okay, let me get this thing spread and let it start drying. Well,
So Tony put on a little thing, could you use pigskin to line it if your veg was thick enough? But honestly, I don't know if I would. Would you? You could.
pigskin would be good,
It's
all
thin.
right. The only thing about the veg stand is it's firmer. It's got a lot more body.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going after with the lining, was just to add some body to it. Okay, what you need to do,
Stamp. Why don't I just?
we need to take that off and actually flatten it back out since it's wet. Let's go like this. Then,
Oh, Mark.
Tony, you're just making things difficult over here.
Yeah, well, why I'm here. Oh, that's a great shot of the top of the blue pot.
Yeah, isn't it?
and I'm just gonna go around these little marks that I'd made.
Guys, we have a sour-faced Andrew crashing our party. Probably something to do with snaps.
I have a bone to pick with you guys. Heard you were making fun of me on the video.
Pretty much every
no.
time we set snaps, we make fun of you.
So I made the bottoms and I made the top for you, Liz.
Thanks,
So you
Andrew.
can put them together. Make sure they work.
They're all wrong.
I put line 24 tops and line 20 bottoms.
These are a mess. I'm not even sure what's happening.
But they're set perfectly, aren't they?
I mean, these are a mess.
Word does get back to me, you know.
Well, it is live. You're welcome to watch anytime you want.
Okay, I'll watch.
It is my favorite thing right now to make fun of your snaps.
Well, now you have 8 of them to make fun of.
Thank you, Andrew. It's nice to see you.
Poor Andrew.
He had it coming.
He's a good sport.
So we had a pretty big order of the Sergey stamps that came in, and I think we were out of more than half of them after 3 days.
Yeah, guys, we thought that we were like, hey, we ordered a big enough variety, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be a good run. And then like 2 days later, we were like, well, shoot, oops.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're like, we gotta get another order going. So we do have another order in. It is much, much, much larger.
The ones we sold out of we got, and then I just counted, we added 21 new stamps.
That's a lot of new ones.
That's gonna
So-
be fun for the rest of.
Yeah. So we'll have the ones that we just posted back in stock, hopefully in the next 3 weeks.
He actually said he might have them completed by the end of next week, and then it's about 7 days shipping.
Yes. Oh, so okay, so that's maybe like 2.5 weeks or so.
Yeah. hopefully.
Yeah. So maybe 3 weeks. I feel like that was a good estimate.
Way to go, Liz.
Anyways. Yeah. So
You're ready to stamp.
I'm gonna do some stamping. It's okay.
You want the camera?
No, that you don't have
Or
to.
under the gun. You didn't even bring a camouflage.
I don't. We didn't even have I'm gonna have to pass a week with no camo.
What?
That's real amateur, Tony. It's real amateur.
I ran all the way to the other side of the store.
Okay, while she's stamping,
This is gonna take a second.
let's go ahead and set this up. And what I'm gonna do, I marked all the way around this like I did on the pattern. This is the actual outside of the cell phone, which will be the stitch line. But I've also marked about a 1/4 inch outside of that. And that'll be where I'm gonna cut this right now, before I cement it down, because I'll have to have some sort of a guide to stitch to, or to cement to.
This one needs to be tipped a little. Perfect. You really can't even see that up on the video.
Okay. Now then, let's go to the bottom, and I'm gonna cement that first. I'm gonna stick that first. On the bottom. Then, I'm just carefully gonna make sure I match these edges as close as possible. All the way up here.
There's some camouflage, Liz.
Now I'm gonna go to this other side, which I didn't stick yet. Carefully
Did not go well.
go all the way up and match this.
Denny, I just realized that I didn't try to do this on an angle, and now I'm just like on a vertical line, and it's probably gonna look a little silly. We may or may not show you this.
You're on camera right there. I can see you.
I'm going with the maybe not.
Do we have an eraser here?
Oh, sure. Let me go around and get one of them too.
Well, you're the one that told me all I have to do is use an eraser.
I thought there was one in here.
I did tell you that you had to get an eraser, but I don't think I think that required me running to go get it.
Here's
Here we go. There.
Oh,
I
yay.
thought there was. We'll find something,
All right.
guys.
Now I'm just gonna peel some of this glue off the back that I mistakenly put on there. This was Andrew's fault too, by the way.
He's kind of new to working here, so we really enjoy having him be the scapegoat for everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Denny, do you notice anything different with stamping left-handed or right-handed?
No.
Denny, how much right-handed stamping do you do?
Very. Yeah, the difference that I notice is definitely negligible. So. No, there shouldn't be a difference. You know, you might start from the opposite direction
Sure.
doing something, but
Sure.
As long as you're holding your
but
tool
the
straight up and down.
stamps themselves are not right or left handed.
They don't have handedness?
No. Okay. Now I'm getting ready to go over to the machine. I think I'm ready. Thought
Brought
I was
in-
last time too.
Yeah, it's close. We brought in our infamous class 26.
Yep. Okay, can you change?
No, because that camera for that cord broke, so I'm gonna have to move another camera over as we do that. Or let me move the machine a little bit. So like this. Does that give you enough room to sew?
Yeah.
This is kind of fun. You go up one way and then down the other way.
Liz, can you go to the middle and stamp in the middle so we can watch you stamp for a little bit?
I think you probably want to watch Denny sew.
Well, I gotta leave. You gotta stamp while I can move the camera.
You're under.
Let's see. I know, guys. Listen. I think that's right. I don't know if it matters. No, I think we're back to the
You guys all realize this is live, and that's why we do this every week.
You'd think it'd get easier after a while.
We do a lot of hang on for a minute while we do this different.
Well, we went to turn on the camera that goes to the machine today, and the screen was very green. It was a strange. We don't know what happened. Well, I guess it broke. So
Yeah, I think the HDMI cord.
and
has-
Tony had a small emergency before that, so he was running late anyways. You know,
Had the daughter at the dentist.
yeah. We're off the cuff here. That's why you guys love us. That's what we do.
Okay. That's camera 3.
Yeah, see, I totally messed up on this first one, and it's not going to line up well.
It's okay, all we see is the sewing machine now.
Beautiful.
Are you ready for me?
You're good to go.
All right, here we go. And I've got size 138 thread in here. You can use anything you want. For this weight, I really like a 138 because it has a little refinement to it, but it's still a nice stout looking thread. But I'm gonna start here on this top edge. make sure the machine's turned on. And I tested this earlier, so hopefully
Hopefully all still well.
everything.
Molly said she blames solar flares.
Oh, good.
That sounds good. I like that.
Okay, now I've stitched one, I'm gonna back stitch two here. Okay, now here we go. And I'm stitching right in that crease where the outside of the cell phone. And since this leather is dry, all I've got to do is bend it out of the way.
Denny, I feel like this is probably the first project we've done where we had the forethought to make one that was dry so you didn't have to worry about your feet marks.
Right, right. Someone always has to have something to say about my
But at least you backstitched this time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, guys.
There's something I've forgotten though, I know. You guys will tell me. I don't have to worry. Someone will let me know. And it looks like I'm just wrinkling this all up, and I am, but it'll. If nothing else, I'll wet it up again. I think I'm gonna have to.
I tell you what, after you've molded a piece of leather, you can kind of move it around quite a bit and it wants to go back to the form that you molded it to.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a spring and a memory.
Alright, I got around that corner. I can't say enough about this machine. It is so good.
Denny, we don't need to sell anymore. We're good.
You have like a dozen coming in, I think.
We do have a dozen, so you're early on our list. We have machines coming in either end of this week, beginning of next week. It is the end of this week, probably the beginning of next.
Okay, now I'm gonna back stitch a couple here. There we go. Alright, stitch all the way around this. And get into my handy little drawer here and snips. Got a handy little thread burner in here.
In that beautiful Kaizen foam drawer.
Yeah.
Are you done with the machine now?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna move this camera out of the way. I'm gonna watch Liz hammer.
Guys, we made it to our camo tool. This actually, there's a little faux pas up here, but the rest of it looks
That
fine.
looks good. It looks good.
I think they call it a faux pas.
A faux pas? Listen, I'm from Missouri, okay?
Missouri,
No. I try very hard not to say that.
that's a faux pas too. I wondered how you said it. They said some people in northern Missouri pronounce it one way and southern Missouri the other way, and
I say Missouri. My mom says Missouri. But she's from Oklahoma, so I don't know how that
see,
happened.
that doesn't even count.
Who knows?
All right, now, after I stitch this, I'm gonna trim around this because I've got a few spots that weren't perfect. So trim a little bit of that off, trim that corner, and then I'm gonna go to my sandpaper. Which I brought my own sandpaper this time, if I can find it.
You may go run and get you some more, Denny?
No, I brought it.
Oh, right here, I see it.
Really good piece.
Look, you have your edging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I think that's what you've been looking for all day.
Boom.
And all I'm doing now is evening up these edges. Oh, you want to see what we've got so far?
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be all right, I think.
What do you think there, Liz?
I think this leather is really thin, and now it's a little bit funky because I didn't tape the back of it.
Well, but that's all right, 'cause we'll just reshape it, remold it.
Really, guys, this is not going to become anything, so. Don't worry.
This is
This is the one we're giving away now.
the giveaway today.
That's crooked. I don't think there's a way to not make that crooked.
But you stamped it, Liz.
I stamped it. Look at
Everybody's
that
excited about that.
beautiful Theragrade tool. I feel like I did not do him justice, so please forgive me.
The stamp
I
looks really
think the
nice.
stamp looks good. You did a good job stamping.
Right there.
Hold it up to that camera up there.
Guys, do we really need to look at it close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Hold
do.
on. Yeah, we do. We can judge.
Now, all of you, let's give Liz a big hand. I think she did great. I think she did great. Liz does stamp a lot, so you
I
can
do.
hold it against her.
I don't do that. Every couple months, I'll do a project. Usually I do 3 or 4 before I do like the real one, just so I can get into my groove again.
Okay. Now then, we've got everything cemented and stitched together. I've sanded the edges, smoothed them all out. Now I'm going to take this number 4 edge beveler. What do we call these?
Those are Craft Pro.
That's the SLC Pro Bevel,
Pro beveler.
I'm going to use this on
which I think we've finally got everybody chilled out on them. We have some in stock, I think.
That's exciting.
Or maybe we just finally ordered enough to keep up with the demand.
These are great bevelers, though. That and the Sergey tools, they're really something. Probably the most exciting new tools we've had in quite a while. that I
Probably
can
so.
think of.
You know, now I know why they invented antique. Because you can cover a lot of issues just with some antique. It makes everything look okay.
Which we could even antique this after we're done here, but Tony would have to run and get some.
Everybody would probably
Oil.
vote for that, though. They all
Okay.
like seeing me run around everywhere.
I've
They
got
can't
the,
see it. Guess I just hear it.
now I've got the edges smoothed up and beveled, so let's just take, this is just plain water. I'm gonna go right around the edge here. I've already burnished the top and bottom edge of this front, but I'm gonna go ahead and redo it again too. You can never over burnish,
Nuh-uh.
never.
That's probably the thing that most of us spend the most time on.
Yeah.
Burnishing and beveling and edging and...
Yeah, the mechanics of your project is very important, but if it's not finished nicely, it's
Yeah.
never gonna look all
Yeah.
that hot. But now I'm just taking this glycerin saddle soap, rubbing a little bit of it on.
Joshua says he feels weird because he was at his computer and started clapping.
Thanks, man.
All right. All right.
Oh, that's great.
Matt says, yeah, we need some antique, Tony.
Daryl, that beveler definitely comes left-handed. You've got it. It is... It's both. Either way you want to go.
Yeah. Yep,
Right
the edge,
hand, you want to hold it in your right. If you want a left hand one, hold it in your left.
You're good to go.
the edge beveler is totally ambidextrous. Virtually every leather tool is, other than the only thing that I can think of would be a draw gauge.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
use that right-handed. What else? Oh, sometimes stitch groovers are right-handed. Other than that, pretty much everything is ambidextrous. Other than them all, you've got to use it right-handed. That's a joke, you guys.
Hopefully you're now all laughing at your computers.
All right, let's see what happens here. See if this thing fits in.
That's a good tight fit there.
Good tight fit.
Probably never going to come out of there.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to wet it again. If I can get my phone out.
That's a great fit.
Got a pair of pliers?
Nobody called Denny.
Yeah, don't call me yet. Here, I'll just go to the
I've
end.
got some side cutters.
That's some side cutting. Yeah.
I have a hammer or two.
Wow.
It's coming.
Angel had a great idea if we could show when you come have an order come into SLC and show how it moves around it. I'm not sure if she was meaning a video, but I have planned a video that was like that, and also trying to get it to see, instead of just the emails where you can go to it and you can check on your customer account on the website and say, hey, my order is processing or it's being picked, and that is in the planning stages of trying to figure it out.
Right. Yeah, we've been mulling over an order movement video or a order process video for a little while. I don't know if you guys want to see this crazy place.
We're gonna do
It would be a wild ride.
We're gonna do another store tour. Rusty did one a while back. We're gonna do another one that's with a camera instead of with a phone, so it actually looks decent.
That's what the mold is for.
Yeah.
He ain't ever gonna get that out.
Yeah, it will after it dries, because when the leather is damp, it swells. So when it dries, it shrinks back up. So this will come back out. But
That looks pretty darn
look
good.
how nicely shaped that is.
Yeah.
And I think my phone still works.
It didn't get smashed.
No,
So we've got,
but that'll work good.
yep. So he sprayed some water up in the top here, that way he wet everything that was on the inside mostly. And then he shoved that mold in, and we're just gonna let that dry, and then his phone should really just slide in and out real nice.
Yeah, because the form itself is just a hair thicker than my phone, so it should work really well.
Very nice.
But after I stitched it, it kind of tightened things up.
For sure.
Which is desirable to me. A lot of people like stuff to fit really loose, but I like nice.
Yeah. Yeah, if you wanted a looser one, you could throw a strap over the top of it with a snap, so you could snap it in place. But honestly, like, you don't want to, bend over or like it get caught on something and your phone just fall out. That's no good for anybody.
Yeah. Well, like this
So-
one, this is pretty loose. And I've never had it want to fall. I don't stand on my head a lot either, but
No?
Well, Denny, you're missing out. You're missing out
I'm
with
missing
those
out, yeah.
handstand people.
yeah.
Well, okay. There's a cell phone case.
Yeah, we've done a cell phone case. And Liz has stamped one.
And I stamped
And
something
did
today.
a darn fine job too.
I did a thing. Everybody else was like, Liz, what are you going to do today? And I'm like, nothing. I'm just going to talk. That's what I do.
Hey, Denny, somebody had a great suggestion up there. When you're sticking
Right with the phone in there, I've done that before.
hammer your phone in place.
Psycho Schnitzel, yeah. Sounds like something you'd say.
Oh, awesome.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, what are we gonna do next week?
Oh, I know. So on Wednesday, Melissa and I will be here, and we're going to do bubble dyeing. So this is going to be, shaving cream dyeing 2.0 with bubbles. So that is going to happen on Wednesday. But
Is that what's in my magazine here?
we still haven't figured out what we're going to do
I
on
thought
Friday
some
yet.
of it that she experimented with.
Oh, we're gonna do
Pretty
bubble
cool.
dyeing, and we have this one that says, "Can you do a video?" And it's, you know how you do the folded up tie-dye shirts?
Uh-huh.
Fold up your leather and do tie-dye dyeing
Well, that could be fun.
on leather.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can come in and watch again. What are you gonna do on Friday?
I don't know. Kevin came up with this brilliant idea, and I don't know if we can get it done by this Friday, but he wants to make a tie.
Yep.
He said he made a tie some years back, and it was filigreed and everything. And I can't imagine he said he's going to come up with it and show me. But he wants me to draw a pattern for it, and we'll filigree it.
Yeah. So that is in the works. We don't know if it's probably not next week ready,
Yeah.
but here in the next few weeks, we're going to be doing some sort of a tie, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
We've been talking with Sheldon's Custom Tooling.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get hooked up with him. I know he's in the chat right now. After this video, we can.
See if he wants to do
We
something
can-
on Friday.
Maybe he wants to do something on Friday. See if we can't get something lined up to do a Zoom type of meeting where we can have him and the camera, and then we're just sitting here in chairs watching him and talking while he does his tooling. We'll see.
Well,
We can make fun of someone else.
We'll have Andrew set snaps.
I'm gonna have to buy Andrew lunch. That's about to happen.
Let's see.
I was talking to him this morning, and he said, I had to come in and just see you guys. I said, yeah, come in and ask us if we need any snap set.
Molly has a good question. Here, let me put it up here so you can read it. Maybe if you show how you would.
You make a horizontal, would you put a strap over? Probably for a horizontal case, I think I probably
You just
would.
don't have nearly the depth to hold everything in.
But, you know, a horizontal case will wrap around your waist more so than this would. If you did a belt loop on each end, it would gain some retention just from the way it wrapped around and snugged against your waist.
I was gonna say, or you just snap your phone in half.
Yeah, I would shape your phone. I can do that with a hammer, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably put a flap or some sort of a strap on the top. So.
All right, I'm making sure I haven't missed any questions, either on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch.
Woo! Oh, we're twitching again today. How exciting. Now, for those of you that were late comers to our awesome video here, make sure that you jump back and watch the first couple minutes because Kevin played us a nice little song at the beginning of the live stream today. So make sure you check that out. As always, I never say this, but I'll pretend like I do. Like and subscribe and click all those happy little thumbs up and happy faces and hearts and buttons, you know, that indicate that you're a fan of us. And tell all your friends that we're here on Wednesdays and Fridays. Anyway.
I'm just playing. I wasn't having any luck, so we'll wait later. We'll show you next week how it came out.
Oh. Angela, let us get back with you on that. We'll look you up and we'll send you a little DM about the Orion stuff because that's a big topic.
I think we added a bunch of colors.
Did we?
Well, I thought we had some new colors come in.
I don't know. We'll send you a message about maybe we can get with Clayton here this afternoon to see if he's got any recommendations.
A strap with a magnet. A magnet's not going to affect the memory of a phone. My case actually has a magnet on the back of it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And actually the card, even your credit cards have gotten better about not demagnetizing the strip since there's...
We're coming along in technology here.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.